Hello, my name is Linda, English teacher at Youth English School. Last time we've learned about the words to show similarities, contrasts, exceptions. Today's lesson is about the words that describes reasons, purpose, results, and condition. If you want to say a reason for doing something, you can use the word because or as. For example, I went home early because or as I was feeling a bit tired. So the reason of feeling tired is the reason for going home early. Another example with as I was feeling tired, I went home early. In this case, you can use as at the beginning of a sentence, or you can say because I was feeling tired. Because can go at the beginning of a sentence as well. But remember, if you use at or as or because in the middle of a sentence, you don't need to use a comma. But if you use it at the beginning of a sentence, you need to use a comma to separate two clauses of a sentence. I was feeling a bit tired, comma, so I went home early. So with the case of so, you put the reason first and then the consequence of actions then. The reason I went home early was that I was feeling tired. If you use the word the reason, you should use the verb to be and then that and then the clause to express the action. Now, with the word because, you have several structures to use with them. You can say because, the noun and the verb. They go there because the weather is wonderful. So you have, after because, you have the noun is the weather, the verb, which is to be. Another structure is because of, and then the noun. Sometimes you can put the adjective before the noun to describe, the state of the noun. For example, they go there because of the wonderful weather. So wonderful is the adjective to express more about the noun, which is the weather here. Now, instead of using because of, we can use due to. Due to is, because of, and is often used to explain the reason for a problem. So it means that when you use because, it can be the reason for something negative or positive. But when you use due to, normally is about something negative, okay? The plane was late due to weather or because of the weather. But due to normally, with negative meaning, so. If you want to talk about a purpose, you can say use so that or in order to. I bought this book so that I can improve my English. So in order to improve my English, I bought this book. They went home early in order to watch the match on television. Remember that after so that, you have a clause like I can improve my English. But if you say just to, then it's just they went home early to watch the match. So it's just, and then the verb, not to, and then a clause. No, it's wrong. They moved house so that we could send our children to the school. So after so that, you use a clause as well. She went into town in order to do some shopping. So after in order to or just to, you use the verb directly. Okay? To describe a result of an action, you can say, so, I left my ticket at home, so I had to buy another one. The result of leaving my ticket at home is I have to buy another ticket. They are a very big team, and therefore they can get the best players. In this case, you can use and therefore to show the result of an action in the same sentence. But if you use therefore separately, it should stand at the beginning of the sentence and separate two sentences. I can say this sentence like this. They are a very big team. Full stop. Therefore, they can get the best players. Okay? But if I use and therefore, you can use it in one sentence. I've forgot to send the letters. As a result, no one knew about the meeting. So as a result is a connecting word to show the result as well. I can give you another one, which is consequently. Consequently has the same meaning with as a result, okay? So you can use this one to replace as a result. To talk about condition, like in what case something else happens, we can use the word unless, or another word which you are very familiar with is the word if. I'm sure many of you have known about the word if. Today we get used to the word unless. We'll be late unless we leave now. So if we leave now, we won't be late. So that's another way to say the sentence. Unless the weather improves, we won't be able to go. So you can use the word unless in the middle of the sentence or at the beginning of a sentence. I have to go now, otherwise I'll miss the last bus. So otherwise in this case, to show the condition of if something else happened, then it would change the result of the action. You will have to turn up the music, otherwise they won't be able to hear it. So I can change this one with if, to make it more simple. If you don't turn up the music, they won't be able to hear it. Basically, that's it. As long as, also another word to show the condition of action. You can borrow it as long as you bring it back by Thursday. So it is a condition, you have to bring it back by Thursday. You can wear what you like as long as you look smart. This one can be, from the manager saying to you when you go to work. So you can wear what you'd like as long as you look smart is the condition, like you can wear whatever you want, but you have to look smart to go to work. Let's move to the exercise. For the first exercise, I want you to look at these 6 sentences. You need to combine 2 sentences into one using so that, or because. I have the first one done for you. I didn't phone you. It was very late. So to connect these 2 sentences, we can say, I didn't phone you because it was very late. So to show the reason. Okay, I'll give you some time to do this exercise from number 2 to number 6. Alright, are you all done? With number 2, I turned up the radio in the lounge. I could hear it in the kitchen. So it kind of showed the reason why someone turned up the radio. I turned up the radio in the lounge so that, to show the result, so that I could hear it in the kitchen. Number 3, the restaurant was full. We went to the bar next door. So the reason that we went to the bar next door was because the restaurant was full. I can say, the restaurant was full, so we went to the bar next door. Okay. The other sentences, you can use these words to connect the meaning of them, so it's not difficult. Right. For number 2, I have 6 sentences as well. I want you to rewrite these sentences using just the word because of, and you can make any changes if they're necessary. For example, he couldn't play because his arm was broken. Remember the structure that we use with because of? With because of, we use the noun phrase up to that. So you can say, he couldn't play because of, because this one is a clause, you change it to a noun phrase. So you use broken as an adjective, and then arm is a noun. So it should be because of his broken arm. Alright? Now let's move to number 2 and number 6. I'll give you about 10 minutes to do this exercise. Alright, can I correct some of them for you? Number 2, she got the job because her qualifications are excellent. Now, if you change it to because of, then the whole clause, her qualification, are excellent, must change to a noun phrase. In this case, I can say, because of her excellent qualification. As I said before, with because of, you talk about a reason, but it can be negative, it can be positive. Like broken arm is a negative reason, but excellent qualification can be a positive reason. But due to is, totally negative. So make sure that you remember the difference between because of and due to. For the other sentences, you just use the same method of changing from the clause to a noun phrase, and then goes after and because of. All right? Let's move to exercise number 3. I have 6 sentences for you, and I want you to fill in the gap given with the word unless, otherwise, or as long as, to show the condition. Okay? Let's do this exercise from number 1 to number 6. Okay, with the third exercise, I'll start with number 1. I must write that letter now. I'll forget to do it. In this case, I had to say otherwise. Yeah, I have to do it, or I will forget. Number 2, I can meet you for dinner on Friday. I have to work late at the office. So it's totally totally different situation that happened. And obviously, the second situation is not something desirable. So I had to say, I can meet you for dinner on Friday, unless I have to work late at the office, to show the condition of the action. If something negative happened, then this action cannot happen. Okay? So that's the lesson about reason, purpose, results, and condition. We have learned because of, as a result, as, so that. All of these words are very useful for you in writing, so please revise the lecture again and have a look at all the exercises. Thank you for your attention. I'm Linda, English teacher at Youth English School. Goodbye.